Welcome back to Red Iron Homestead, and today we're going to do part 2 of the Cove rebuild series. I'm going to try and clean up the motor today and see if we can't get some of it put back together. I'm not going to soak it inside the Evapor Rust stuff. I just figured it's enough where I can clean it by hand, a little bit of tools, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so got most of it cleaned up, somewhat decent in there. Not going for perfect, just trying to get all the flaky stuff out. It still has some residue and stuff in there, so probably just gonna spray it down with some brake clean and let that dry, and then we'll go from there. now that I got my line wrenches here, we are going to put the oil pump pickup tube and I don't know what you call it, screen. Put the little screen back on, goes right there. Put the pickup tube, goes down in there, fits the little holes at the back. And also, I forgot to mention, got all the pistons put in and torqued down the cap bolts from the book said from 16 to 20 foot-pounds. So I did in the middle. I did 18. Nice and snug. Alright. Now we'll want to take our half-inch socket and our ratchet. And tighten the old pump pickup tube screen thing down. Alright. Now we got our old pickup tubes and screen installed. Alright, so now we're gonna put the head gasket on, get all my surfaces nice and clean, spray them with some brake clean to get all the oils and stuff off of it. I don't have any copper coat. I've seen a few people use that, but I don't think you have to have it. Alright, I'll put our head gasket up here. Make sure all the holes are lined up. You know what? I'm trying to put it on backwards. Dummy me. No wonder it won't go on. 'Cause it ain't gonna go on that way. Also, the book says for the head bolts is 40 to 50 foot-pounds. So I'll probably finish off with 45 foot-pounds. But I'm probably going to go to 25 foot-pounds first on all of them, and then go up to the 45. Now we're going to put a thin coat up here, because again, I only want to do this once, and since I have the stuff, I might as well put a thin coat up here as well. Alright, I'll make sure that I put the oil pan spout drain on the right side. Alright, so I did not record taking off the old oil pan gasket. It took way longer than I thought it would. It was very stuck up there. If y'all got any better methods of taking off really stuck gaskets other than using a scraper and a hammer trying to get it off, or either wire brush, because I used the wire wheel on the air compressor and that took forever. Then I beat some off with a screwdriver and a scraper and a hammer. That still took a long time. So if y'all got any better methods of doing that, please let me know. So I got that all cleaned off, got brake clean on it. Now we're going to take some of this RTV, going to put a light coat. It also helps keep the oil pan gasket in place while you're putting bolts in, that kind of stuff. But I only want to do this once, and I'd rather not have to do it twice because it's leaking. I'm just going to take my finger and smear it around. All right. Now we're going to put our oil pan gasket on. Make sure all of our holes are lined up and just kind of press it down into place. And that extra layer there really does help keep it in place while trying to put it on. All right, and get my oil pan bolts and start putting them in. I believe those are 1/2 inch bolts. Let's see, here's a half. Yes, and they are 1/2 inch. I'll let that sit for 24 hours before we put oil in it. Alright, I think now we can go ahead and put the, I guess you can call it the valve cover, and put the manifold back on. Let's see, got to get the little, let me show you. These got little, if it'll focus. They got little brass or copper crush washers to keep them from leaking. So the kit came with new ones of them. So we're gonna pull these off. Might be better off taking a punch and hitting them off. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. Alright. Just got those beat off, and let's see, it's over here. Got these left from another Cub. I had to put a head gasket on, and I ordered the whole rebuild kit and I didn't use it. So we got a good cork valve cover gasket. So I'm not gonna put any RTV on that because I trust cork a lot more. And it's gonna take these and put them on like that. Alright, now we're gonna put our gasket on just like that. And this one's gonna be a little bit harder. Gonna have to try and keep it in place. You know what? I'm actually gonna put some RTV on it just so it'll stick to the motor right here, so I can stick that up there, and so I will know that it'll be inside the right place. So just gonna put a thin layer on it. Whoops, I put a lot more than just a thin layer on. Alright, now we're gonna see if this is gonna help any. And yes, that helps a lot. So I would definitely say use RTV just to hold it in place, but definitely a lot less than what I used. I used way too much. Because I like cork gaskets. I think they're a lot better than the rubber ones. But that's just my 2 cents, and my personal opinion. So. Alright, I got the new to me manifold. And I got some manifold gaskets. Let's see. Those will go over here. And these will go, hang on, over here. Wait, what? Over here. Yeah, that's right. Alright, now let's put the manifold on. And they are 9/16. Alright, so I just went and checked through the manual that I got, and it says nothing about torque spec for manifold bolts. So I'm just going to get them nice and tight because I don't want to exhaust leak. Go back through and make sure they're all nice and tight. Alright, there's that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the carburetor rack on. Should be fairly simple. Got a new carburetor to manifold gasket. Put that on. Or at least mine are. I know on my other Cub, it's got where this, it has studs still in here. I think I like the screws better than the studs because I have problems with the studs wanting to come out on my other one, so probably gonna go to the screw design on the other Cub that I got. Alright, got the carburetor reinstalled. Gonna tighten that back up. Alright, got that all tight. That's hanging in there. We can put the dipstick in. And I think that'd be about it until we put the motor on the tractor. So next video, gonna get the motor mounted back on the tractor and go from there. That gasket's still alright, so I'm going to save it just in case I need it. Oh, forgot about this. I have a new, I call it the radiator throat or water throat. The pipe right here that carries the ice cube juice down into the motor. I want to replace it, but I'm scared if I mess with it, it's gonna leak. So I might just leave it like that for now. can't clean the goo that has been left. Well, I guess it's technically called sludge, but it's more like goo that has been left in the bottom of this. Alright, we'll put the oil filter in. It's pretty simple. I've already got this loosened up. Well, thought I did. And there's going to be a gasket probably stuck right there or either on there. You're going to want to take that off. And got the new oil filter here. Doesn't matter which end you plop in there. And it comes with a new O-ring. And I'm using a Wix 51153 filter. I like using Wix filters. Put the O-ring up there. Okay, it does matter which end goes in there. There's a flared end at the bottom and a big end up top. You're going to want the big end to be up top and the flared end to be on the bottom. Because the bolt goes through here much easier than at the bottom. And the flared bottom will help seal it up to the little port down there that it goes in. And they don't send the new brass crush washer, which I think's fine. You can get a 5/8. Yeah, it's a 3/4. And tighten it down. And you ain't got to go super tight, but I like to get mine pretty snug. Alright, that's going to be all for this video. Got a lot accomplished. Got the motor put all back together. Next video, gonna try and put it back on the tractor. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.